Hello and welcome to Moneycontrol's live stream. You're watching Closing Bell with me, Lovisha, Darad. Well, it looks like a quiet day for the markets. We saw markets starting off the day in the green, but profit booking kicked in the second half of the trading session, which was largely led by the banking and the realty names. Do note that it is the Nifty Financial Services expiry day. So we saw a bit of a profit booking in the banking index as well. But now Sensex continued to trade below the 85,000 mark. It is off over 1,500 points from its record high levels as well. Nifty too, it is off nearly 500 points from its all-time high levels as well. But in today's trading session, we saw the number of advances outpace the number of declines as well. We saw about like 2,000 shares which advanced in trade and around 1,500 shares which declined in the trade as well. But now, if you look at the broader indices, there was some reprieve given that both the mid-cap and the small-cap indices outperformed benchmarks. Now, among sectors, what stood out well was the Nifty IT pack. We will be watching out on how the IT stocks do ahead of the Q2 results as well, because the index has been swinging between the red and the green ever since the US Fed announced its jumbo rate cut as well. So we'll be watching out that. But other than that, we saw India Wix. India Wix performed on the contrary. It cooled off further by 5%. Now, let's look at some of the top Nifty gainers and losers. That included Tech Mahindra after CLSA upgraded its rating on the counter. M&M also dominated the Nifty 50 top gainers charts after overall auto sales grew by 16% year-on-year basis in the month of September. Other than that, we had Britannia, Adani Ports, Infosys. They were some of the top gainers in the Nifty 50 pack as well. Now, what actually didn't perform well in the Nifty 50 pack was IndusInd Bank, ONGC, Asian Paints, Bajaj Auto and Titan. But on that note, let me quickly get on board our market expert, Ashish Bahety. Ashish, so good to have you on the show. Good afternoon. So Ashish,
I'm not getting your voice. I'm not getting Anchor's voice.
Ashish, am I audible right now? Ashish, let me start off with the question, how did the session pan out? We saw that, Nifty and Sensex, both of them extended losses for the third straight day. So, what are the new levels that we'll be watching out for the rest of the week? Because, tomorrow is also a holiday, we have Gandhi Jayanti as well. Okay, I think there is a little bit of a technical snag right there, but we'll come back to Ashish. Other than that, we saw, IT stocks, they were doing quite well in the sectoral indices. Nifty IT, it was up about, 1%. Yesterday, we saw quite a bit of losses in the trade, but today IT stocks, they were doing quite well. Some of the IT names that actually did well were TCS, Infosys, HCL Tech, Wipro, LTI, Mindtree. What didn't do well included Birlasoft, Zentech, Intellect Design in the IT stocks packs. Brokerages have been telling that among the IT names, these TCS, Infosys or Wipro might do well in the second quarter, but they do not see a complete revival from the Q1 as well, because the management commentary still indicates that the discretionary spending revival is yet to see an uptick. However, the client spending that seems to do well. The deal flows have to seem to be doing well. So we will be watching out on how IT stocks perform in the near term as well. TCS, the bellwether stock, that will be announcing its results on the October 10th onwards. So we'll see how that performs as well. But some of the substantial stocks to watch out in today's trading session was Manappuram Finance and Muthoot Finance. Now, they slipped about 3% in trade today after the Reserve Bank of India directed gold finances to review processes, identify lapses and take remedial measures within 3 months. Now, brokerages see that it might weigh on their growth and profitability path as well. But Jefferies, on the contrary, said that these tighter processes might hamper the growth for the gold finances, but it feels that the large gold non-bank finance lenders like Muthoot Finance should be better placed as well. IFL Finance, they believe that should remain unaffected by the RBI's measures as it has already taken corrective measures. Do note that IFL Finance recently got its curbs lifted on its gold business loan as well by the RBI. After that, we have seen that IFL Finance has been doing well. Today, in today's trading session also, IFL Finance was the outlier among the gold finances pack. It was up about 1% in today's trading session as well. On the other hand, if we look at for the gold finances pack, we saw that Morgan Stanley seconded the view, and they said that the rival Manappuram Finance is better positioned after being regulated for a very long period of time in the past. But gold finances, we will be watching out on those names, and we'll see how they pan out in today's trading, in the rest of the trading sessions as well. Now, coming to the next stock in focus, that was KFin Tech. KFin Tech, after the management commentary, said that they have plans for $100 million investment for 20 to 35% stake into new healthcare venture. So KFin Tech, that rose about 6% in trade today as well. Jefferies also gave a buy call on the counter. They shared a target price of 1,800 rupees per share. Jefferies believes that the KFin Tech's liability is limited to the initial investment, and they believe that the new entity will be generating its own resources. So, there is some caution that from an asset-light model of KFin Tech, it will be moving towards an asset-heavy model. But we will be watching out on how this pans out because, the hospitals, because the insurance bills that come out from the hospitals, that becomes a very heavy pocket on the insurers. But we'll see out, how they actually pan out with this process as well. The board has laid out that the timeline for the final details and the board approval will take some time. So we will see, whether or not this positivity is getting priced in the stock, and whether or not this will hold well in the upcoming quarters as well. So KFin Tech, one of the key stocks to watch out in your radar. Another stock in focus was aviation stocks. We saw Interglobe Aviation, SpiceJet, both of them did well in today's trading session. They were up about 3% in today's trading session as well. SpiceJet, do note that it had raised about 3,000 crore rupees through its QIP process, and it has been laying out with certain debt-laden defaulting to lessors as well. But we will be watching out for SpiceJet as well. But after ATF fuel has been slashed by the Delhi government by 6%, brokerages have assumed that since the jet fuel costs amount about 40% of the total airline expenses, this reduction is expected to bring down ticket costs as well. So we will be watching out whether or not the ticket fares are getting trimmed down in the upcoming days. We have the festive season on the horizon. We have, upcoming Diwali. So we'll see how the airfare actually pans out in the upcoming days as well. Here, the jet fuel cost, it is the lowest since April. And the cost reduction has taken place after 2 straight hikes in August as well. So aviation stocks, do keep out on your radar, and let's see how it pans out in the upcoming trading sessions as well for the aviation. But another stock in focus, that was Tech Mahindra. It was one of the top Nifty 50 gainer as well. It emerged as it surged about 4% in trading session as well. Now, this came after CLSA upgraded the stock to an outperform from a hold rating, and they said that they shared a target price of about 1,749 rupees, which implied about 6% upside. But we'll try to connect with Ashish once again. Ashish, can you hear me now?
Hello. Yeah.
Okay. Ashish, I was just talking about Tech Mahindra. Today it emerged as one of the top Nifty 50 gainers as well, after CLSA bumped its target price as well, and said that the expansion in order book of Tech Mahindra will be the next milestone for the stock. But Tech Mahindra on the charts, how does it look like?
So chartically, most of the IT companies are looking good, even after a bit of correction of yesterday's session, and even on Friday, we are seeing on a weekly and monthly basis the charts are looking good, and I think there's a good point to go long on most of these mid-cap IT stocks. TechM remains our preferred bet, along with the persistent from the mid-cap IT space. And I think the way Tech M has recovered its losses and able to give a close above 20 DEMA, it's well placed to hit a new highs or surpass the 1670 zone. So one can easily go long here by keeping a stop loss of 1600 for the next probable target of 1670.
1670 is the stop loss that you need to watch out for Tech Mahindra. But apart from that, aviation stocks, Ashish, aviation stocks did quite well today. We saw SpiceJet also, propping up in trade. But what holds where? How does it? How is it supposed to pan out for SpiceJet in the upcoming sessions? Because we have seen a fundraise of about 3,000 crore rupees as well. So how will the stock perform in the upcoming sessions?
I think Spice has been very volatile, and even after the recent QIP announcement, which was around, I think, placed around 60, odd zone of 60, 65. I think the better stock would be in this space would be Indigo, which remains a preferred pick for us. And I think instead of Spice, that one can go long in Indigo, even in these levels. The way it has been consolidating from last 7 8 days, ready to give a fresh breakout. So if anyone going long in Indigo can keep a stop loss of 4850, 4850, and the target we see in Indigo is 5100.
All right, 5,100 target price. But we come to another stock. Auto stocks. Auto stocks had some data coming in for its sales figures in the month of September. We saw M&M doing well in trade today. It was one of the top Nifty 50 gainers as well, after overall sales volumes rose about 16% year on year in the month of September. But Ashish, how does M&M stack up in the charts for the near term?
So for most of these tractor and four-wheeler companies, the charts are looking good, and specifically M&M has been doing relatively outperforming the entire sector. It's already trading very near to its all-time high zone, and I think it will surpass in a couple of trading sessions, and probably 2 or 3 trading sessions, it will surpass its all-time high zone. So one can go long, and anybody is long, just stay long with the SL to 3,100, and the targets we are seeing in M&M is of 3,300.
Okay, all right. So some bullish momentum coming in for M&M as well. Now, gold financiers, that was the highlight of today's trading session. Be it IFL Finance, Muthoot Finance, Manappuram Finance. After RBI rolled out some of the directive measures, saying that some corrective measures should be taken by gold financiers while dispersing out loans. But on the charts, Ashish, how do these stack up for the near term? Today we saw IFL Finance doing well compared to other peers like Manappuram and Muthoot Finance as well.
See, from I'll say Muthoot Finance have been a fabulous chart of late, but just today it corrected by 3.5%. But otherwise, on the daily and weekly chart, it was consistently making a higher high patterns. I think this fall gives an opportunity to go long, specifically in Muthoot Finance and in Manappuram Finance also. So the stop loss what we is keeping for Muthoot Finance is 1900, and I think it will rebound, and again we can easily see a target of 2050. From the cash segment, I think JM Financials is looking relatively better from these financing and NBFC companies. So JM Financial charts are looking good, and I think it may touch the zone of 170 very soon. So one can go long here by keeping a stop loss of 147.
All right. Ashish, let me just talk about the overview of the markets. We saw that Sensex and Nifty they extended their losing streak to the third straight day. I mean, Sensex was off about 1,500 points. Nifty also saw about like 500 points from its record high levels. So, what are the new levels that the Nifty would be watching out for the remainder of the week?
See, the concern for both the indexes is, I'll say, the selling in large cap, large stocks. Even today, also, we see Reliance was the biggest dragger for Nifty and almost contributed 18 points negative to Nifty. And so is the HDFC Bank and HUL. So as long as Reliance and HDFC doesn't, the selling doesn't stop here, we might see a little more drag. But considering the expiry on Thursday, I think for Nifty, the level what we are seeing is 26,000 will be acting as a strong resistance area. On the downside, I think there's a good support for Nifty in the zone of 25,700. So one can go short in Nifty at these level by keeping a stop loss of 26,000. I think there might be some more correction in Nifty.
All right, some more correction warranted in the Nifty. But Bank Nifty index, Ashish, it has retrieved from its all-time high levels as well. It is again, once again below the 54,000 mark. What can we expect for Bank Nifty levels? Given that you also mentioned that, the outperformance of HDFC Bank is necessary for the banking index to perform well in the coming days as well.
Yeah, today being an expiry, it was almost a controlled trading session, and specifically, call writers were totally in command of Bank Nifty today, and they managed to close it below 53,000, which was the biggest call writer zone. I think for Bank Nifty, there's pretty mixed reaction where we are seeing Kotak and ICICI. Today also there was a little supportive mode, but HDFC is being a dragger and a spoil sport into the entire rally. I think HDFC contribution is very much required to again, start the upliftment of Bank Nifty. So I think Bank Nifty levels, what we are watching is closely 52,550, which is the 20-day zone. So I think it will find its support near that zone. So if there is a drop in Bank Nifty on the session on Thursday, it will be a good opportunity to go long in Bank Nifty by keeping a stop loss of 52,550.
All right. That is coming in for Bank Nifty levels as well. But, Ashish, give us some trading picks. We have seen successive rallies as well. We are seeing a breather after Sensex and Nifty. Both of them posted record highs every single day last week as well. But what are the trading picks? What can be a valuable buys in this expensive market?
Yeah, so there's a good sector rotation happening. We're already seeing most of the chemical stocks were doing very good today. Stocks like Tata Chemical, Navin Fluoro, they were all up for 3 to 4%. And for us, the top preferred pick remains, I think Indigo remains our top preferred pick from the aviation sector. So one can go long in Indigo by keeping a stop loss for 4,900, and we think Indigo might hit 5,100. From the pharma side, Cipla is looking good. It has made a decent base, and it is ready to again start its upward journey. So one can go long in Cipla also. It has taken a support near 10 DEMA. The stop loss one has to maintain in Cipla is of 1650, and we're seeing a target of 1690 in Cipla.
All right, Cipla and Indigo, some of the topics coming on your radar. But thank you, Ashish. Thank you for joining in. We hope to connect with you soon as well. Okay, all right. On that note, we have come to an end of this edition of the Closing Bell. But we'll be back in action on the next trading day, on the next opening bell. Tomorrow, it'll be a holiday for the traders, given that we have October 2nd as Gandhi Jayanti. But till then, stay tuned to moneycontrol.com for all the news updates and markets insights.